Sunwoo from the Boyz is catching heat online after a video surfaced where he seemed to treat his staff poorly. Things blew up even more when Nana, known for being a member of After School and now active as an actress, stepped in and criticized him directly. Now everyone's watching closely, wondering if this is just the beginning of something bigger. It all started after a clip of Sunwoo at the airport began making the rounds online. In the video, he's seen dropping his AirPods, shooting something, then taking them back from a security guard, allegedly without saying thank you, and only using one hand. That short moment stirred up a lot of talk, with people calling out what they saw as disrespectful behavior. It didn't take long before the video spread everywhere, and everyone had something to say about it, with netizens commenting things like, someone else picked up what he dropped and he just takes it with one hand, and no thank you, no bow. After the clip stirred up negative reactions, Sunwoo decided to speak up. Posting on a fan platform, he shared his side of the story, admitting the moment might have come off as disrespectful. He explained that a fan had shouted something which threw him off, and he hadn't even realized his AirPods were gone. When it clicked, he said he called out for them, and once the security guard handed them over, he bowed and thanked him. He admitted he could see how the situation might have looked bad and stressed that he's always mindful of manners, whether it's saying thank you when someone holds the door or greeting everyone, which he stated included the cleaning staff. While he wished he didn't have to explain himself every time, he took responsibility for how the moment appeared and promised to be more aware moving forward. Still, he questioned whether the people criticizing him were being fair, especially if they only saw part of the situation. Regardless, he ended by saying that showing gratitude with a bow is something he'll always do because that's what he believes is right. People had different takes on his message. Some thought the situation was way overblown and didn't understand why it turned into such a big deal in the first place. A commenter even wrote, "When incidents like this happen, most celebrities ignore it, but the fact that he's providing feedback shows that he's probably in the top 10% of celebrities in terms of character." But for those who were already upset, Sunwoo's message only made things worse. What really set people off was the part where he took aim at his critics, accusing them of twisting his words on purpose and wasting their lives dragging others down. He even said he hoped they'd keep living alone and miserable, stuck in a negative mindset. He claimed he was only saying this out of concern for his fans, insisting they're the only ones he feels the need to look good for. So instead of calming things down, the message sparked even more backlash, with people accusing him of lashing out. Many felt it came off as arrogant and said it would have been better if he had just stayed quiet. Some also didn't like how he pointed out that he greets cleaning staff specifically, calling it unnecessary and performative. One user said, "I always greet cleaning staff is such a funny and irrelevant detail to add and says enough about his character, like are you 5? Do we clap and give you cookies?" Most people assumed the drama would fade away, but it didn't. Just a few days later, Nana jumped into the conversation. She left a comment under one of the viral videos of the incident saying, "Looks like he needs to be scolded." Her remark led to another round of backlash against Sunwoo. Critics doubled down, accusing him of being disrespectful in the original video and insincere in his response. Some argued that if he was really confused about losing his AirPods, he would have gone back to search for them, not shouted as if someone had to return them. Others called his message passive-aggressive or misleading. Meanwhile, his fans weren't happy with Nana's public criticism. They felt she should have addressed it privately, especially when bigger issues in the industry go unchecked. Some even dragged up her close ties to Hyuna and pointed out that Hyuna is married to Young Jun-hyung, who has admitted to watching and making comments about a hidden camera video shared by none other than Jung Jun-young in a one-to-one chat. So to them, it felt unfair that Nana was speaking out now, but silent on things many consider far worse. A Twitter user wrote, "I'm not taking a friend of Hyuna seriously." Some also called out Nana's silence on the Kim Soo-hyun situation, but others pointed out that even his closest friends have stayed quiet, so it's not fair to expect her to be the one to speak up. People felt it was inappropriate to even bring up something as serious as what happened with Saeron just to make a point about this minor incident. Nana didn't back down, and if anything, she stood by what she said even more. After the incident, a Sunwoo fan called her out, saying it was unfair to judge someone based on a few seconds of footage. The fan pointed out that as someone older and more experienced in the industry, she should have known how much damage a comment like that could do, especially to someone still figuring things out. To this, Nana responded with, "See one and you've seen them all." Some people took Nana's strong stance as a hint that she might know more about Sunwoo's behavior off camera, or that she believed his actions were a sign of deeper issues. Others were confused about why she chose to speak out at all, especially since the Boyz aren't a huge group and the whole incident had already started to fizzle down after a few days. A user guessed, she probably had a bad experience with him or something. She wouldn't be doubling down for no reason. After things escalated, two main reactions took over. On one hand, Sunwoo's fans stormed Nana's Instagram, demanding she delete her comments and apologize. They flooded her old posts with hate, accusing her of trying to use the situation to get attention and drag Sunwoo into it it for clout. On the flip side, others decided to dig into Sunwoo's past, looking to find more clues about his behavior. What they found included a smoking scandal and a music video incident where he had cast a female friend as his love interest and told fans she was an actress, advising them not to be jealous or start rumors. However, the most serious issue was a controversy from his middle school days, which first surfaced in 2020. Screenshots allegedly from Sunwoo's ASKfm account started circulating, showing offensive and degrading comments. In one instance, when asked about which foreign pet he would own, he allegedly replied, "a foreign woman," and when asked what he'd grow in a virtual garden, he allegedly answered, "women." He also reportedly made explicit jokes, called women degrading names, and posted a disturbing message threatening to ruin someone's life if they revealed their identity. This caused an uproar among fans and netizens who back then demanded answers from Sunwoo and his company. The agency representing the Boyz at the time, Creeker Entertainment, released a vague statement, neither confirming nor denying the accusations. However, things took a turn at the end of September of 2020 when someone claiming to be Sunwoo's friend came forward on Twitter. They explained that they had used Sunwoo's computer at his house and answered the AskFM questions on his account as a joke, not realizing that Sunwoo would get in trouble because of them. The friend claimed they had lost touch with Sunwoo after he transferred schools, but posted pictures of them together to show they were once close. The account was deactivated shortly after, and with this new information, along with other answers from Sunwoo's AskFM that didn't match the tone of the controversial posts, many fans started to believe it wasn't really Sunwoo who had written those comments. But not everyone bought the explanation. Some felt the whole story about a friend randomly logging into his account and answering questions just didn't add up. To them, it sounded like a convenient excuse, too convenient to be true. In regard to the whole thing, a user wrote, "The way Sunwoo stands genuinely believe that his friend logged into his account to say this stuff, and they've been running with this narrative for years." Some also pointed out what they saw as double standards from Sunwoo's fans. They argued that criticizing Nana for her friendships was hypocritical when Sunwoo himself didn't seem to cut ties with the person who allegedly made those offensive comments. The supposed friend admitted they only lost contact after switching schools, which made people question how close they really were if Sunwoo never distanced himself before. Additionally, one of the claims gaining traction online came from a user who said that during the original scandal, fans allegedly discovered that the last digits of the phone number linked to the Twitter account of Sunwoo's alleged friend matched Sunwoo's phone number. Upon finding this out, they reportedly told him to stay quiet and promised they'd protect him. It's also said he deactivated the account right after that. However, there's no solid proof to confirm this as of now. Nana ended up addressing the situation again, this time with a long post on Bubble. She seemed genuinely surprised by how much hate she was getting. Tons of messages demanding she apologize and calling her out. She said she never intended for her comment to blow up or become news. But once it did, she admitted she was a bit overwhelmed by how fast things escalated. She clarified that she wasn't trying to attack Sunwoo as a person or label him, but that she was just reacting emotionally to what she saw in the video. In her view, his actions came off as rude and the clip itself was jarring. That's what prompted her comment, not any personal judgment about his character. After rewatching the video multiple times, she said her opinion hadn't changed. To her, it clearly looked like Sunwoo realized he dropped his AirPods, even yelled it out loud so others could hear but didn't move to retrieve them, and that whole moment just didn't sit right with her. She went on, "He didn't take a single step, even though they were just a few steps away. Who was he expecting to pick them up? Was it because he was with someone much younger and assumed that since they're his guard, they should act as his hands and feet?" Sarcastically asking whether Sunwoo was talking to the AirPods and telling them to come to him on their own. Nana admitted that she might have misunderstood things because, after all, situations can look different depending on the angle. But she stood by how she felt in that moment, saying that if someone had behaved that way right in front of her, she would have called them out on the spot and even asked who taught them it was okay to act like that. As the situation spiraled once again, Sunwoo took to a fan platform to speak up. He said he couldn't believe people actually thought he'd scream at a security guard in front of a crowd, calling the idea ridiculous. He insisted he's not the type to behave like that in private either. While he admitted he was reflecting on how everything unfolded, he also made it clear that it didn't sit right with him that people were judging his character based on just a few seconds of footage. He added, "I am getting so much hate for saying something to the people crossing the line with their comments over a few seconds clip. People are so scary." Sunwoo also told fans not to stress over him. He admitted he was upset by how things had blown up, but said he trusted that the fans who've supported him for years know who he really is, unlike strangers judging him from a short clip. He added that he doesn't want to come off as rude or arrogant and is trying to carry himself in a way that speaks for itself, where even someone seeing him for the first time would think he seems respectful. As of April 12th, Nana hasn't commented further further, while the Boyz' agency, 100, released a statement apologizing for mishandling the issue, acknowledged their responsibility, and announced plans for reflection as well as legal action against malicious comments. However, with every new development, the situation only seems to get more complicated. But do you think Sunwoo crossed the line, or was Nana out of place for calling him out publicly over a brief moment? Drop your thoughts below, and thanks for tuning in.